Hi everyone, how are you doing tonight? I decided to go ahead and go live instead of do a video. Been a super busy week. I've been working on my sewing room, getting it all set up. I've already started to sew. It's not completely set up, but I needed to get started on what I was doing. So, welcome, and of course, we've got Miss Annie. Where'd she go? Okay, hold on. Where are you, Annie?
I'm
There you
not
are.
here. I'm
There
affected
you
with
are.
hallucination.
And hello to everyone. I see Beth in the chat, and I see that we've got some lurkers. So welcome. I'm going to be doing a painting tonight. If you haven't read the description box, you might want to read it real quick because it's going to be important. So, this is a painting that was sent to me by Miss Annie just 2 days ago, yesterday.
Oh, the inspiration picture yesterday, actually.
Yes. So I am going. I love it. It's beautiful, and it screams fall. So that's what I'm going to be painting tonight. So I want to switch my camera so that you can't see me and you can see what I'm doing. Okay. All right. So we're going to get started. I'm going to use some my water like I usually do. It's a fancy spray bottle. It's a Victoria's Secret's Love Spell perfume bottle. You can't even buy Love Spell anymore. It's my favorite. And you can't buy it anymore. But oh well.
In
So
about 20 years, you can go on eBay and sell that bottle for probably 40 or $50.
probably. I have another one too. I have an actual perfume. That's an actual oh come on. Paint, come out. Um it's actually a body spray bottle, and I actually have the an actual perfume of the same thing. So, oops. Actually, I have to take the cap off before you squirt,
Yep,
right?
that generally works better.
Mm-hmm. So, let's get this painted, or at least started. And I don't have enough blue. I've got to. This bottle's almost empty, and the lid's gummed up. So I gotta add some more to it. Come on, out you come.
Yeah, that's what I mean, Beth. It's so many things that I've thrown away and then found out later I could have held on to and sold for like three times what I paid for it, and I'm like, I'm a dummy.
I have some Avon bottles that are a good, oh, 45, 50 years
Yes, I
old.
have some Avon bottles from back in the '70s that belonged to my dad.
Yeah, mine was
Cars, remember the
from the
aftershaves, the Wild
70s.
Country that came in cars?
Yeah, I have an elephant from one of them from the 70s. Um, and I can't remember the others. I have a few. And then my daughter, she went to the thrift store. She likes everything dark, you know, she loves Halloween type of thing. And she went to the thrift store and she found these black or dark red, I think they were black, candle holders or candlesticks. And come to find out, they were Avon perfume bottles. And I told her, I says, don't you get rid of those. If you get rid of those, you give them to me because they'll be worth a lot of money.
Yep.
So,
The only thing I hate about Avon is uh, there is was two perfumes from Avon that I could wear because I'm real sensitive to perfumes, and one was Surreal, and I loved
uh-huh.
it because when I wore it, it smelled like warm sugar cookies.
Yeah.
And the
I
other
was a,
one is Haiku, but
yeah.
the green lid. The other one stinks on me, but the one with the green lid smelled really good on me and didn't wheeze me up.
Yeah, I was a
But every time I find something I like and I can wear, they discontinue it.
can you see the blue at all? Is it
Yes,
too bright?
it's a
You
little bit
can?
bright.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see the blue on when you're putting it down. You can see it. You're a little bit blurry, actually.
When I move fast, it gets blurred and then it clears up.
There, see now you can see the blue.
Okay. I can't see it, so that's why. I can barely see it.
Yeah, when we found
Yeah,
out she
I
had
was an
cancer,
Avon lady for 18 years.
my dad sold a bunch of his Avon bottles. I think it was just like a big banana box full.
Uh huh.
Just, just had them tossed in there, and this guy paid him $4,000 for them.
I bet. And he probably sold them for a lot more.
He probably did, but my dad was like that. That was money towards her treatments.
Right.
I tried being an Avon lady for exactly 1 month. I'm not a
Some people
whole.
can. Yeah, some people can't do it. Like I said, I was an Avon lady for 18 years. Um, I love Avon, but there's too many Avon ladies now around this area, and I stopped doing it a couple years before I moved here, and it wasn't worth it. It got to where I was only selling to myself and my family
Yeah, that's
anyway.
it's it. I can't leave the house long enough to be good. To do any good with it. I
Well,
was
now
spending more money than I was making.
I didn't do a lot of oh, awesome, Beth. I didn't do a lot of door to door. Um, I did some, but then I went to more going into businesses and selling it to corporate businesses that would use it as gifts to their employees. So,
Now my dad was an Avon man, and my mom was an Avon lady. My dad sold
hmm,
Avon for probably 10, 15 years.
right.
A lot of people are doing that, and they're doing festivals and stuff too. And like schools will have like these. Well, they call them craft fairs, but there's no crafts there. It's just vendors. I think they should just start calling them vendor fairs
Yeah.
because there's no homemade crafts or anything. And I'm like, how can that be considered a craft fair if there's no crafts?
Well, I've been to some that insist. Like, okay, so fair that we used to go to when we lived in Utah was the Swiss Days, and everything had to be made by the person who had the booth or someone else. It had to be actual made.
Homemade. Yeah,
It could not be something that they bought and then they were just selling. And I like
I
that.
think that's fair.
Right. I mean, when you go to the like the state fair, most of the stuff is handmade, especially the stuff maybe not in the actual booths, but a lot of the stuff that's entered. So in my opinion, it all should be.
Now, our county fair, if you enter anything into a contest, it has to be handmade by you. Uh, but they have a lot of stuff. They have a lot of vendors that sell stuff there, and they make money off of it. My sister-in-law is sells rainbow vacuums, and she
Right.
goes as a vendor to all these events and stuff. And she goes, "Oh, you should bring your stuff." And I was like, "Are there other crafters there?" And she says, "Well, no, not usually." And I said, "Then why are they calling them craft fairs?"
Right.
She goes, "Well, that's just what they call them." And I said, "No, that's misleading to people."
Mm-hmm.
Although if I was the only one there, I would probably make a killing.
Right. Yeah, I have a rainbow vacuum. Had it for years.
My dad was a rainbow vacuum salesman. I
So
think my dad did pretty much
my
everything.
sister and her husband was, and they sold. They had two, and they sold one to my mom, and then a couple years before my mom passed away, she gave it to me because she no longer used it, and it was a good thing because then she got dementia shortly after, or she was diagnosed, and I already had it, and I wasn't giving it back. She gave it to me. So she asked me once. She goes, "Who stole my rainbow?" I said, "You gave it to me, Mom." And she goes, "Oh, I did?" I said, "Yes, you did." So now this
What
looks weird. It's blue on top, black on the bottom. You'll understand in a minute.
I was always when my sister-in-law told me, because me and Renee were talking about having a booth with our crocheted items and
Hmm.
knitted, and she told me like they have them at the schools, they have the craft fairs, but you're not allowed to make any money.
Right. Which
So,
is,
but you're supposed to pay $50 for a booth, and that's
yeah.
bringing your own table. If you don't have your own table, they charge you $10 for a table on top of the 50,
Right.
and you can't make no money. So what's the point of doing it if you're not going to make any money off of it?
Right.
I have found a couple around the area that we may actually go to next fall. It's festivals, and they're asking for handcrafters.
There is a few here, and there's one here in town that is every weekend during the summer. It's like at the farmers market, but then they let people come in and sell. And there's a Christmas one, but there's the people to get into it is so flippin' hard to get a hold of that it
Yeah.
drives me crazy. That I have to jump through hoops just to get a hold of these people. One lady, who's the lady who's in charge of a lot of it, she is out of the country 75% of the time, which is really frustrating, you know? But, oh well.
Well, hopefully, like I said, there's like, and I'd like to do the pumpkin festival, but
Yeah?
their booths are $100, and you have to supply your own tables, and in some cases your
Really?
own tent. If it's not an enclosed area, you want something over you. And believe me, here in October, you want something over you.
Right. There's there's one, it's about 2 hours away from me, and it's several, it's almost every weekend or for a good period of time, and it's in it's downstairs inside the gambling, like where the slot machines and stuff are.
Uh huh.
But I that's a long time to go, and then you have to take everything in and set it up, and it's only 2 days, and it's just I just don't know.
Well, I mean,
I
the pumpkin festival for us would be perfect because it's only like 15 minutes from where we live,
Mhm.
and you can leave your tables there overnight if you want. I personally would not unless I can lock my shit up because I don't trust people.
Right.
And it's 4 day affair, so you go in on the first day early before they start because they usually don't start until like 11, and I think you
Mhm.
can get in at 9 to start setting up, which it wouldn't take that long to set up a booth, and
Right.
it's close. But then me and Bill was talking. He said he'd have to make lockable crates to leave stuff in, or something
Right.
to where I could just like push everything back in the back of the car.
Mhm.
So we're planning this out, and he said that if I want to do that, that's just when he'll take his vacation. That way, he don't have to worry about whether, or I won't have to worry about whether or not he'll be home.
Right.
And I told her, when we do because our road does an annual yard sale,
Yeah.
we could put a table down there and sell stuff at the yard sale.
Yeah. That's true.
Everybody brings their hay trailers with their items on it and just parks them. and then
Yeah.
move the tractors out of the way. Take and just carpool down. It works
Mm-hmm.
out pretty well, and we're right next to the highway.
Is are you looking at this? Okay, never mind. Why does it look so? Okay. Ah, I was thinking this was my whole painting up here, and I'm like, why does it look
Oh,
like
because
that?
it blended in with the table.
Exactly. For now.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris. I'm like, why does it look like that? Where did the rest of my painting go? Okay, now you can see it.
There it is. It was just hiding a little bit.
Yep.
And now I got all quiet again.
Huh?
I said, now I got all quiet again. I'm about ready to give these allergies up.
Yeah. I know what that feels like.
Uh, I had to go back and look at the inspiration picture.
Oh, they said today that Wichita, which is 2 hours from us, this year is the allergy capital of the world. My allergies have been the worst this year. It's horrible. I have them all the time, every day of the
But they've
year, but
just been exponentially worse this year.
yeah, this year it's been worse.
I'm actually looking forward to winter just so I can not deal with them for a couple of months. Although last year they started in March, so they don't give me too much time.
Well, mine are every day of the year, but this year has been horrible. I literally, okay, so as soon as I get up, I take my allergy medicine, and then I sit there and blow my nose for almost an hour, um, until the medication takes effect.
Well, Bill was laughing at me today because I sneezed for like 30 minutes straight. And he started sneezing, and when he did, he bit his tongue and he got mad. And I was like, ha ha. I said, that's karma.
Yeah.
Not laugh at your sneezing wife. I haven't got my Crochet World magazine this month.
It rolled off and turned on. Don't do that. Don't roll off and blow on the wall. Okay, now let's see.
Bill does that too, Beth. And then he'll hand me a wet washcloth so I can wipe my face because when I sneeze, my eyes tear.
Yeah. Okay, Chris.
And that is a pain in the butt when you wear glasses because it sprays on my glasses. And then I have to end up having to clean. That's one plus of not wearing glasses anymore.
Yeah.
I hear you, Anthony. Anthony's watching me paint tonight.
What?
Anthony's watching me paint tonight.
Oh, cool. Hello, Anthony. Glad you're here.
He just grinned at you. He's all laid out in the chair with his favorite blankets.
Ah.
Yes, he has it's a white cotton hospital blanket. When our hospital changed hands a couple of years ago, they offered up the blankets because they had the old logo on them.
Yeah.
And they told people, if you want them, come and get them. And so Renee was working at a nursing home behind it, and she got like 12 of them. And some of them are for the pups, so he has something to lay on besides the hard floor because he won't sleep in the dog bed. And I kept a couple just because those are really warm blankets. And Anthony has to have one of those over him. And then he has, I call them teddy bear comforters. I don't know we got them from Lakeside catalog.
Mm.
And I got each of them for Christmas one year. And it's just like snuggling up with a teddy bear.
Cool.
And he has to have that over top of him. I don't care how hot it is. That's what he's got to be covered up with.
Right.
And I'm like, Bill's like, and I was like, you got to put the cotton one down first. And he said, why? And I said, that way if it gets too hot, the cotton one soaks up the sweat. I said, I know why he does it. And you have to put them in that order.
Right.
And after a while, I got to thinking about it, and it made sense to me. He's just doing that to soak up the sweat. I'm thinking these are maple trees.
What?
That red orange to me just screams maple leaves.
Yeah.
You have some that turn yellow and brown, of course, but they're the ones that I think has the most vibrant red orange.
Mm-hmm.
There is this one tree out where his mom lives, and when we lived out there, it was my favorite place. When I was driving in the road, I always slowed down and looked at this tree in the fall because it's just so beautiful. And it's a maple tree, and it's that exact color. And I would always just sit and pull off the side of the road and just sit there and look at it for a while. If I had time when I was on my way home from work, and people would be going like, why do you do that? And I said, because that is a beautiful tree. When I drove out there to get his mom to take her to the hospital the other day, they cut it down. It wasn't but, God, maybe 20 years old. That's young for a tree.
Right.
And I was just like, oh, wow, they cut it down. She goes, oh, yeah, they said they didn't like it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You don't like one of nature's most beautiful creations? Okay, I can get. A lot of people do. I love trees.
Me too. If anybody wondered about that, if I like trees, I like trees.
Well, my sister always said I get too attached to trees. And I was like, hey, they're going to be around long after we are. I said, just, look at history and look at the trees and how old they are. We have one tree in the backyard, neighbor Bill, who's passed now. Hope he rests in peace. He's a good man. He said that it was planted when he was a little boy, and he was in his 80s when he passed away.
Right.
And we have been here. He told us that when we moved here. We've been here for over 20 years. I think like 25 years. So, that's an old tree. And we are going to have to cut it down. Not that we want to, but with the trees that's been falling in our yard,
Mm-hmm.
if that one falls, it's going to take out the house. So it's going to
Yeah.
have to come down. And I'm very sad about that. And Bill's like, well, we can. I said, no. I said, we need the house more than I need a tree. I said, I just hate to see it cut down. But our backyard is mostly, uh, there's not a lot of dirt. It's mostly rock. And the trees, the roots are very shallow. That's why they're falling.
Yeah.
I know they have to go sometimes just for us to survive, but it's just. He said we could plant another one further up in the yard, away from the house, to replace it. And I said, yeah, but we're gonna be dead and gone before it gets that big.
That's awesome, Beth. She says she goes to Google Maps just to see the tree she planted as a kid.
Oh, that'd be cool. We planted a lot of trees for like Arbor Day and stuff, all over town in St. Albans, and I'm pretty sure all of them are gone now because the city sprawl. That's one thing I like about the town that I live in. We have protected areas where they
Mm-hmm.
can cut the trees down and stuff. And we got this one. They wanted to put a Walmart in. They were determined they're going to put a Walmart in. They didn't get to put the Walmart in. Guess why?
Why?
It is a natural frog habitat and is listed as such, so they can't build on that land. And it's
Ah,
marsh anyway. They'd have to fill that in so much.
right.
Oh yeah, I can remember when I was a kid just going down and sitting on. It was like I guess it was a bridge. It was like it looked. It wasn't really. No, it wasn't. It was a dock because it jutted out over where the water used to be because the water's not there anymore. They drained it.
Right.
But it was. You just sit there and listen to the frogs in the summertime. Hey, Greg.
Hey, Greg.
I love me some frogs too. That's what I listen for every fall, every spring. When you hear the peepers, you know it's almost there. What are you doing today, Greg? Well, that sounds like fun. Bought his wife a used car. Did you get a good deal?
Awesome.
Oh no, yeah, no, you can get a lot of miles out of a Toyota as long as oil and everything has been changed in it regularly.
It probably won't break down very much.
No,
Toyotas and
Subarus.
Hondas and I don't. Subarus don't break down a lot, but boy, if they do, you're in for it to get it fixed. Because we
Oh, I
had a
don't know.
Subaru,
We always work on our own. So
huh?
the only time we've ever had to take us our Subaru to a mechanic was to get the gas tank changed out because this woman decided it would be funny to put sugar in my gas tank. It was a woman I used to work with.
That's not good, Beth.
No, no, it's not good at all. Luckily, I have a really good mechanic. I generally go to him because we have to get our cars inspected every year,
Mm-hmm.
and that's my for years that was my uh, the only thing I ever went to him for is to get my car inspected. And when I needed it, and I called and he said, "Bring it down here." He said, "Let me look at it." And he goes, "I can have it back to you tomorrow by 4. Would that be all right?" And I'm like, "Yes, yes, that would."
Well, Greg, that sounds like it's a good car.
Yeah, I've looked at those RAV4s. Those are cute. Can't you get delivery, Beth?
Huh?
She said they've been eating corner store food because they can't go grocery shopping.
Uh, that's not good.
No, but I've had to do that a time or two in my life.
Yep.
Luckily, our gas station have really good buys on their hot dogs. Free hot dogs for $1 with everything, and they were really good hot dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greg, we're having to accept the fact that we're not going to be able to do it for much longer ourselves. I can't quite get down to get under the car to change the oil anymore. And
I
yeah,
have a
I
I
have
have
changed my own oil.
I have a husband who doesn't do anything like that. He used to change oil, but not anymore. Now everything we just take it to the
Bill
dealership.
was shocked when he found out I knew how to change the oil. I was like, "Yeah, I know how to change the oil. I know how to change the tire." I
Well,
said,
he knows how, but he doesn't. He just
uh,
take he just takes it.
"I actually lost out on a job at a bank because I had a flat tire. I was on my way to the interview, and I had to stop and change the flat tire. And when I went
Hmm.
in, I was late, and I had wiped my hands off with a cloth, and they didn't hire me because my hands were dirty.
Well, they didn't really need you then. They missed out.
Yeah, I would have been good at it. I would have been a good bank teller. But, I was just like, okay. And they're like, well, real sorry. I said, no. I said, you're the one missing out on, not me. And then when I went in, I was so mad. I left my keys. I locked myself out of my car. And that's when I found out, and yes, I had a crappy Chevette, that you can break into a Chevette with a screwdriver and not hurt the car.
Yeah.
Luckily, my dad was around the corner at a store,
Hmm.
and my sister, because it's a small town, my sister called the store and said, hey, tell dad that Andy needs him at the bank. And he come down there and he looked and he goes, what'd you do? I said, lock my keys in the car. And he goes, oh, okay. So just a minute. And he got in the trunk of his car and got a screwdriver. I said, what are you going to do with that? He just like sticks it in the lock, pops the lock, and he goes, there you go. And I was
Wow.
like, he said, yeah, this is why I didn't want you to buy a Chevette. I was like, hey, it was $900. It was all I could afford, and it gets me back and forth to work.
Right.
I drove that $900 car for 7 years.
Yeah.
And it was a crappy car, especially in the wintertime, but it brought me home through 2 blizzards. So, I'm not really going to complain about a $900 car. I was when we went to buy it, and the guy was looking at me funny because I laid down and I slid up underneath the car. And he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm looking at the car." He said, "Well, women generally don't do that." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. That's why women usually get screwed over." And I was like, "You realize there's a hole in the muffler that I could bury a semi in, right?" "Oh, well, I guess we could fix that." And I said, "Yeah, I guess you can." I said, "Because it'd be illegal for you to sell it like this." Had 4 flat tires. Told him he had to put tires on it that worked. It didn't have a radio. It didn't have a heater. But it was all right. I just carried a blanket in the wintertime and my Sony Discman. Yeah. Well, no, we're all old enough to know what those are in here. And so I had music and I was good to go.
Do you guys like this?
Yes.
Cool.
Summertime, I rolled the windows down.
Huh?
I said in the summertime, I rolled the windows down.
Yep. And when I lived in Kentucky, if it snowed, first of all, I'm from a place where they know how to handle snow, and they don't know how to handle snow in Kentucky at all. They don't here either. They shut the whole town down. But which made it really dangerous because one time I was at work and they were started snowing like crazy and they sent us home. The problem is the only one snow plow they had in the whole town of Louisville, Kentucky, got stuck in the snow.
Yeah. I got a friend who moved from here down to Louisiana, and she said they get a skiff of snow, and they shut the whole state down.
Oh, yeah. So they told everybody, they said, when you know it's going to snow, make sure you have a full tank of gas and take a blanket because you're going to want to turn your engine off and have a blanket to stay warm.
Yep.
While you're
water and snacks.
Yep.
That's what we call our winter kit. I still, even though my Subaru.
Oh, wow. Greg, he had to buy Karen a newer car because he bought himself a 46 Ford Street Road.
Those are nice cars.
Wow.
I like old cars.
Yeah.
Old cars were way easier to work on, too.
Yes, they are.
Anybody want to go fold that last load of laundry for me?
What?
I said, anybody want to go fold that last load of laundry for me?
No.
Oh, well, it was worth a try.
Sorry. I only fold mine, no one else's. Okay, that is done. Now, I'm going to go grab something because I'm not finished painting yet. So I will be right back.
Yeah, exactly. They're doing that so you have to take them to a mechanic or take them to the dealership. And I will never take a car to a dealership because they charge you 3 times as much. Oh, wow, you still have it, Greg? Cool. His first car was a 48 Ford and he still has it, but it hasn't run in 50 years. I always had to do that, Chris, because I was too short to stand in front of it and lean over.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay, so this painting is going to be moved over somewhere. Put it right there to dry. And I got this little baby one. And now I'm going to paint it. And this is going to go to somebody. But I haven't said what I need you guys to answer. So, before we leave, I'm going to ask you a question, and then if you will answer it in the comments, then I will announce the winner on Sunday of this little painting. So, come back over here, stuff. And I need to get this wet. And I probably just put way too much water on it. We'll dab it on. I know it looks funny on top on this little thing, but I'm gonna go ahead and paint it.
Well, you have to wait and see. Anthony said, "What's she doing?"
You get a 2-for-1.
Yay! Okay, he said, "Yay, Connie."
Yep.
I was always the go-to, Beth, because I had the smallest hands.
I have smaller hands than my mom. Well, the lengths of our hands are about the same. Her hand from here to here was wider, even though mine is wide, but hers was wider than mine. But I have bigger hands than my other two sisters. Well, my two sisters that I grew up with.
Well, my sister had smaller hands than me, but she didn't like to get dirty. She was the girly girl. Although, I mean, she don't mind playing in the dirt because she loves plants and stuff and being outside. But as far as grease, nope, she didn't want that on her hands.
Right.
Oh man, Greg, I literally have a scar on my shin from that, from running into the trailer hitch.
Yeah.
And it hurt. We had an old station wagon that had a trailer hitch on it. Every time I walked behind that car, I ran into that trailer hitch. Never failed. And I knew it was there.
Oh, I've ran into trailer hitches. They're horrible to bang into.
I think part of my problem was I was always going everywhere to dead run. I never actually walked anywhere when I was a kid.
Yeah. When I walk and I'm in a hurry, I swing my arms. And when I worked in at the grocery store, um, we I worked in the deli, and we'd come. It's hard to say. Okay, so we would come through the door, and we'd have to go around the cutting tables, and then there would be the glass where the customers would be on the other side of the cases, and there was a little shelf that would sit there, and every time I'd come around there, I'd bang my hand against the stupid little shelf. Oh my gosh, it took me forever to train myself to stop swinging my dang hands across, out when I would walk past there.
Chris says
A
Beth can
few
hip
times
check
I
the
got,
hitch.
huh?
Chris says Beth can hip check the hitch because she's too short.
Yeah, that's not good.
That actually wouldn't feel any better.
Yeah.
Greg said his dad banged his shin on a tent trailer hitch going to the campground washroom, and it took the people's tent trailer.
Ouch.
And he started swearing. Oh, I got some padding on my hips too, Beth, but just the thought of hip checking something, yeah. So, Greg said his mother had to shut him up.
Yeah.
That's when they hear my frick-a-prack and prug, which is my dirty words. And horse feathers. We had to get creative when my niece was little because she would repeat literally everything you said. I haven't heard, Chris. Have you heard how Michaela or Zach is doing?
I talked to him through Messenger yesterday, and he thanked me again for everything we are doing, and he said, I guess he's doing okay. You know, I mean, it's hard when you lose your mom, especially when he's so young.
Yep.
But I think him and his dad is still living there. You know, that's
Mm-hmm.
part of the reason why they had to get all the yarn out was so that his dad could have
Had a
that
bedroom.
room.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I'm an expert, Beth, of tripping over things that aren't there.
did you know I
I
tripped and I fell 3 times today? I don't do that usually, but I did today. And then
Oh,
the other day, I fell off the ladder and landed on my butt, which drove, which is just like
I
crazy.
can trip over air.
Well,
Greg
my
said
daughter
he
was
was
really good.
putting his
She,
scooter carrier on his truck this evening, and when he gathered himself, he did a lot of swearing. Ow, ouch! I'm glad you're all right.
well, I did a face plant. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, the other day in my sewing room, I was doing touch ups on the paint, and I went to step off, and I lost my balance. And instead of trying to grab the ladder, I just fell back and landed right on my buttocks, and that hurt. But you know what? I didn't hurt afterwards.
Well, my doctor told me after I tore a muscle in my neck trying to save myself from falling, she said it is literally safer to fall
Yeah,
than
just
try to
fall.
keep yourself from falling because you stiffen up,
Exactly.
and that's when you really hurt yourself.
That's why I just fell. And
And I looked
today
at
when
her and
I,
I was just like, she said, that's why generally in a wreck, the person that's drunk doesn't get hurt because their muscles are all flaccid.
exactly. Exactly.
Yep. The next day is when it tells Greg, you are right. He said he's going to hurt tomorrow.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna hurt when I landed on my my butt the other day, but it doesn't hurt at
I
all. It
don't know.
didn't.
I got
And
too much
today I
pain
fell.
yesterday.
And
If I
today I
landed on my butt, I'd just bounce back up.
and today I fell again on when I fell the one time I fell on my butt and it didn't hurt at all. And I'm thinking, boy, I better get all this falling done before my butt gets any smaller, or I'm going to be in a lot of pain.
Yeah. Greg, the last I heard, his chemo is or is yeah, he's doing chemo now, isn't he?
Yes.
He said it was taking its toll on him, but he was had having good days and bad days.
Yep. Because you know, he used to always come to every one of my lives or premieres, and he's just not feeling good enough most of the time to. He doesn't stay up late. If he does, he doesn't stay up very long. So
Yeah, yeah, it is.
chemo is horrible on the body. But so is radiation. So
Yep. Oh man, I don't even want to talk about roller skates.
huh?
Chris said, Beth had told Chris she hasn't been roller skating again.
Oh, I would love to roller skate, and I would if my knee wasn't bad. But until I know what's going on with my knee, I ain't. And Ron would not go roller skating at all. So
Yeah, last time I was on roller skates, it was embarrassing. And my sister still laughs about it. And that happened when I was like 11.
well,
I,
that
I,
sounds like what happened
I
to
stood
my
up,
sister.
I went to the bathroom and I stood
Mhm.
up to pull up my pants and my feet
Mhm.
went off and under and I went under the bathroom stall with my pants down around my knees,
Uh huh.
which my sister thought was hilarious.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you. When me and my sister were teenagers, I still laugh every time I think of it. We lived on a hill, and we were going up the hill, and then we were skating down, right? And this one time, went down. I was a much better skater than her. Okay, much better. And I went down the hill, and I looked up, and she Oh, I'm so bad. She started flailing her arms around, and she fell, and I laughed so hard. She broke her tailbone, and she just sat there and yelled at me, "Stop laughing!" And I couldn't stop. That was so funny to watch her do that, and I even now she brought it up a couple of months
It's
ago.
always funnier when it's somebody else.
Well, no, I laugh even when I get hurt, and I come to find out, I found out why I laughed. Okay, so I have a son. I have only one son, right? When he
I
would get in
remember that song,
trouble,
Greg.
let's see, roller skating. Oh yeah, and then okay, so my son, um, every time he would get in trouble and get spanked or anything, he would laugh. And I'm like, stop laughing. Well, guess what I found out it is? It's a nervous habit to laugh when something is uncontrollable around you. It's a nervous habit, and I have the same thing. To this day, I will laugh. It's just, or it's a reaction. I don't know if it's a nervous habit, but it's a reaction. So yeah, you guys like this little tree?
A little beach scene.
Mm-hmm. Just like where I used to surf when I was a teenager, and we had these growing in our yard. Um, and the street above us, we could see up the hill. It was called Palm Palm Way. And the whole road was lined with palm trees. And I'll tell you an interesting thing about palm trees. You can't kill the damn things. Absolutely cannot kill a palm tree.
It's
You can burn them
the
down,
answer to an evergreen.
huh?
It's the beach's answer to an evergreen.
Yeah, you can literally burn it down, it'll grow back. You can chop it down, it'll grow back. Um, you can it's yeah, they're really hardy.
It's a wonder they haven't figured out how to make yarn from palm.
What?
They make yarn from bamboo. Why can't they make yarn from palm?
They should, because yeah. Well, palm trees don't grow as fast as bamboo. Bamboo grows a lot faster.
Yes, I
Bamboo
know.
will, so that might be the reason, because they don't want to, use up the resources, because they grow. It takes them a long time to grow.
I have never been on skis and have no desire to be.
I've never been on. Well, I'll take that back. I've been on water skis. I used to water ski. Never snow skied, which is weird because I lived in the state that has the best snow in the world. They've been dubbed that, and they actually had it tested, and it is actually the greatest snow on earth. But and it's good snow. But yeah, nope. But I've done a lot of sledding and stuff. But I surfed, and then I used to water ski too. But now that stopped as soon as I met Ron, because Ron doesn't get on in boats. Ron doesn't.
Ah, okay. Hang on, I got something to.
Ron doesn't swim either.
I'm going to share here. It'll paste all of it. Yeah, check that out.
Okay, so there's coconut. Wait a minute. Where'd that go? Wait a minute. Go back up. Go back. Chris said there's coconut yarn from the husks. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so they're large woody herbs or
Yeah, and they're close
What?
relatives: grasses, bamboos, and bananas.
Yeah.
I knew bananas, but I didn't know about the grass. I was wondering because bamboo is everybody calls them bamboo trees, but is a grass. So I was
It
wondering
is.
if it's the same
Yeah,
thing.
it doesn't resemble a tree to me. I mean, they call it a palm tree, but it really doesn't resemble a tree other than the um the trunk, but nothing above does. And the way it grows doesn't. It has like layers that peel off of the trunk.
But that's kind of cool to know. I did not know that.
Yep.
I'll have to stump Bill with that tomorrow. We like finding out little facts about stuff like that and try to stump each other with it.
Right.
Nope, I have done nothing that has anything to do with water. Other than frozen water, I have been tobogganing on snow, which I absolutely do love. But I don't want to ski because I know I'd be falling more
Oh,
than the upright.
I like to go snowmobiling. That's fun.
Is that what they call water tubing, Greg?
What?
Was it an actual? He said he's water toboggan.
That must be like the uh I've been on them before. It's like a toboggan, but it's on water. Yeah.
Okay. No, I'd never even heard of that, but I have no desire to do that either. If there's water underneath me, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Greg, now I got that song stuck in my head. Thank you very much.
Banana yarn cheaper than coconut or corn yarn when I looked it up. I couldn't use the corn yarn if you paid me to. I am allergic to yarn husks.
Corn husk.
I mean corn husks, not yarn husks. Corn husks. Now I have to write my name really tiny.
I'd rather have neither, Beth. Which is really weird because I prefer a bath over a shower because I don't want the shower the water to hit me in the face. I do pretty good as long as my face doesn't get wet. If my face gets wet, then even if it's dripping off me, it feels like I can't breathe. Yeah, they forget we're the ones that come up with the ideas and they just expounded on them.
Who's that?
Greg said that it was an actual toboggan pulled by a boat, but they have knee boards for the uppity people.
Yeah, I've been on that knee boards. Um, yeah. Okay, this is done. Let me show you a better. Let me show it up close. So someone is gonna win that. And I will let you guys know who's gonna win it. On Sunday. Um, of this week or this Sunday. So let me switch back so you can see my face.
Beth, I'm allergic to corn silk. I'm not allergic to corn, and I'm not allergic to the husk. But if silk touches me, it will welt up like somebody hit me with a whip. Been that
That's
way
yeah.
my whole life.
The silks doesn't seem to bother me, but the husks, oh my gosh. When I worked in the produce department, because I worked in the produce department longer than I did in the deli, and I had to shuck the corn, cut it, and put it on these foam trays, cover them, and label them. and put them on the wet rack. Is what I was in charge of. The wet rack is where the water sprays down on all the vegetables, and I would have to do that during corn season. Oh my gosh, that was horrible. I would have to take another allergy pill. I have to take an Allegra about an hour before I started doing it, just so I could do it without breaking out so bad, and I start sneezing, and oh my gosh, it was horrible. I had to do that every day while uh, I did that.
My brothers used to, Greg, smoke corn silk.
Yeah. Oh, the detasseling. Yeah, that's that's no fun. I also, which is really weird, I am allergic, deathly allergic to um, pine trees, and I have two pine trees in my front yard. So get that.
The only pine we have is way up on the bank. I'm allergic. I love to
I'm.
look at them, but I can't be around them.
My mom couldn't understand why I was always sick at
At
Christmas
Christmas
time.
time, that's how they found out with me.
Yeah. Well,
And everybody blamed me because we couldn't have a real Christmas tree.
well, we they didn't never figure that out. I had so many allergies, they never figured out that it was that that was a problem. But when I was until I was a teenager, my mom decided to stop getting real trees, and she started getting fake trees, and I stopped getting sick at Christmas time. And she's like, I think you're allergic to pine. So I said, well, I'm going to go see. I'm going to go out and hug the pine tree that we had in the backyard. I did. Not told them for sure. And it was one of our old Christmas trees because my dad, they used to buy them in pots and then they would plant them in our yard, which meant we had a lot of pine trees. But
It
that's when
was
we
a
found
great
that.
excuse after me and Bill got married when his sister still lived at home. She always had a real tree, had to be a real tree. And so I couldn't go to his mom's house at Christmas time.
Greg, Utah's the same thing. We have the Rockies and they're covered in pine trees and quaking aspens. They're everywhere. I just can't. I'm on allergy medication every day, so I can go outside and be around them, and I can work in with the pine cones. They don't bother me. And no, I do not do pine sol. Oh, no pine sol in my house. Um, but I can't touch the actual needles.
Yeah, that's
That's
what
what
affects
gets
me.
me because I've got a bag less than 6 feet away from me of pine cones that came from my trees, and I have no problem with them. And when I
I'm
baked
the same way.
them, I bake them before I put them on in the lowest temperature in the oven on a cookie sheet for 45 minutes after I bring them in the house to kill anything that might be alive in them. And I craft with them. I don't have anything close enough to me that I've made with them.
See, I had never heard of
But yeah.
anybody else that was allergic to pine but me.
What?
I had never heard of anybody else being allergic to pine but me.
Oh, well, you know somebody.
A
But
couple of us in here are. Yeah, I
yeah.
just
Yeah, it's the needles. It's the needles that
in
get
West
me.
Virginia. I mean, we are
And I think it might be
over
the
pine.
sap. I think it might be the sap too, because when um, the the trees, if you touch them, you get sap on your hands, and that would drive me. I would break out.
Well, I can't be around cedar either. Cedar does me the same way.
Cedar doesn't bother me. We had a cedar tree in our front yard here, and it didn't bother me. We actually ended up cutting it down, and I've got the log, and it's beautiful inside, and I haven't quite decided what to make with it yet. It's about this big around, and it's maybe 3, 4 feet long. And yeah, I haven't decided. But the
Speaking of,
inside
here
of
we
the
go.
cedar is all red. So
Yes, I love
um,
the cedar wood.
yeah, it's beautiful. I just don't know what to do with it. Yeah, it should be dry now. We cut it down 3 years ago,
Oh yeah,
and
it's good and
the
dry.
the trunk should be dry, so I can do something with it. I just haven't decided what. I'd almost like to ask Billy to make me something, send it to him, but I would have to pay a lot of money to send it to him. So we have a turner here in town. I think I might ask him to make me something with it, or at least part of it.
Pine sap never, I mean, it didn't bother me when I was little because, I didn't realize that climbing the trees is what was breaking me out in hives because we climbed trees all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah, see, I never climbed pine trees. I
We climbed every tree. The only trees we didn't climb was the weeping willows, and that's because the branches were so skinny,
right.
They generally wouldn't hold you up.
I climbed any tree that was around, but I never climbed a pine tree because I never had no desire to climb a pine tree. Plus, most of the pine trees around was too small. Now, the pine trees that's out in my front yard are huge, but I would never try and climb them. They've all cut down they've cut off all the branches. They cut off all the branches that are low, and so there's no way I'd get up. I won't get up in a tree now anyway. I am too dang old.
Nope, she opted to get a scooter instead, Greg.
Yep, I opted for a scooter instead. So, yeah. I still have my old scroll saw. I can't put the spiral blades on it because I can't figure it out. I've gotten 2 different kits and they were the wrong ones. So I could figure out the kits. I could just get it all oiled up and I could probably use it. But the scooter is amazing. I love my scooter. Did you see a picture of it? Yeah, it's a good choice. Did you see a picture of it, Chris? I can show you guys a picture. If you haven't seen it, I will show you a picture of my scooter. I love my scooter. Especially now that we finally figured out how to open up the seat, because that's where I have to put the gas in it. Not that I will need the gas anytime soon, because literally it gets a gallon and a half, and it goes 80-something miles on a gallon. So I'm not even down to 3/4 of a gallon yet, and I've driven it all over town. And here is the picture of it. There you go. Isn't that pretty? You can't see my helmet. It's sitting behind it. Let me see. I've got another picture. You can see just a little bit of my helmet right there, but you can't see it very well. It's white with pink Hawaiian flowers on it. Yeah, I know I'm talking to a biker, Greg, but I would never have a motorcycle. So a scooter works for me. My husband can't have a motorcycle. We sold his motorcycle, and he's not allowed to have a motorcycle. So, all right. I'm not gonna tell you the question here. I'm going to put it in the comments as soon as we end, and then whoever can remember what I said and answer the first one that answers it right will get this little tiny painting. And it would be awesome if Anthony could answer me, but I don't know. I don't think he could. He might try though.
I can try.
Yeah, and if he could answer it, but if we could leave, let's see. As soon as we get off here, I will ask the question. If everybody can wait at least 30 minutes before they start answering, that will give Anthony maybe enough time to be able to answer if he can. Because he does talk, and he says my name, and he has his own name for me, so that's good. If he's still awake. Oh, I could smell that just by opening the door, Greg, but you're right. And the laundry, too. Yes,
as he said that, he's sitting up in the chair.
Oh, good. He's still up? Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to say goodnight, and then I'm going to ask the question in the comments, And then if you'll give me a half an hour for, not that I'm trying to, Anthony just has a little bit harder time expressing himself, and we love him anyway for how he is, but let's give him that little bit of time because he's never been able to win anything on here. So, all right, you guys have a great night, and we'll see you guys all on Sunday, if not before.
Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. Oh, bingo. We're doing bingo. I forgot. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on Saturday, but we're not going to do it for prizes. We're going to do it for fun. So, because the prize thing, it's great to think about it, but it's just too hard on us to send out prizes on some people, some of us not, whatever. But so we're going to do it for fun. So hope to see you on Saturday. This channel, did I do it on this channel or did I do it on my other channel?
I think you did it on your other channel.
I think I did. I did it on my other channel. So go for that. I will put the link up in my post on this channel so everyone knows. So good night. You guys have a great evening.
You did it on this channel.
Huh?
You did it on this channel.
This channel. Okay, so it's this channel.
Yeah.
Is Jessica doing a self-spin? I don't know. I haven't heard. I do know that she said something about that she was going to wait until Diana D had got all done with the cells for Joe. She's only got one more to go. She's doing all her makes and some other her crochet hooks and stuff like that. I think that's supposed to be next weekend or on.
No, 26th, didn't it?
Maybe that's
tomorrow.
It is tomorrow.
I think I can go check, but I think she said the 26th.
Okay, because I thought she was saying the 3rd, but that wouldn't be right. But
I can check.
So I don't know, Chris. You have to ask her. I do not know. But you guys have a good evening. Give me a half hour after that answer questions posted. And then you can start answering. First answers right gets this little painting. Oh, I'm sorry, Beth.
Oh, she does not have it set up for the next auction yet, so I am wrong, y'all.
Okay, I think she was saying the 3rd or the 6th of September is when she was saying, but I could be wrong.
You mean October?
Of October. Yeah.
That's all right. I'll keep it straight.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye. You have a good evening.